It's not a surprise that Disney has been struggling. Even Bob Iger was forced to finally admit what we've been talking about for years, that they have a massive problem on their hands. Bob Iger, he talked about the Marvels, he talked about Wish, he talked about Dial of Destiny, he talked about all these things and admitted that they're disasters. Now we had excuses. Oh, COVID and not enough supervision for the unqualified black director we hired. All these excuses. But the reality is that regardless of what you want to blame it on, whether it's COVID or Bob Chapek, they're losing hundreds of millions of dollars. And when you actually start to break these things down, now that we've seen Wish flop, now that we've seen the Marvels flop, 2023 has been a nightmare for them. And probably bigger than people realize, because when you go back through, not just counting Disney movies, but also 20th Century Studio movies, which obviously owned by Disney now, look at these numbers. Only one movie made a profit, and it barely eked anything out. We talked about this, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Made over $800 million, but when your budget's $250 million, when your marketing is $100 to $150 million, that's going to equate to you barely making any money. Look at all the other shit. The Boogeyman, $30 million loss. Haunting in Venice, $38 million loss. Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, $80 million. Elemental, $90. Creator, $90. Little Mermaid, over $100 million loss. Haunted fucking Mansion, which is a Halloween movie that they released in like August, a $200 million loss. Dial of Destiny, Wish, the Marvels, all over $200 million for a total of $1.3 billion in losses.
Gentlemen, silence.
And the reality is all of this is very conservative. The most conservative estimates for marketing and for budget, because a lot of these movies, like the Marvels, like Dial of Destiny, like Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, we're not going to know what they actually spent on that till next year.
Wow.
In all likelihood, it's orders of magnitude higher, or it's orders of magnitude worse than what this is actually portraying. This is not sustainable for Disney.
Well, look, if I worked at Disney, let's keep it positive. The Marvels is number one at losing money. If you look at this, it's the biggest, it's the one that lost the most money.
At the very bottom. Invert the chart. That's right. Invert the chart. Put them on top. That's right. Yeah. And to be fair, Chris, it's the biggest movie we've ever seen from a black female director or something like that, right?
Right. They'll try to, it's so, I don't know, that those kind of statistics are so annoying. The first this, the first that. It's sort of ridiculous.
And really, I think when we look at everything in Hollywood, as it goes outside of just Disney, but specifically Disney has a bigger problem than anybody else. These budgets are out of control. You've only got one movie that had a $200 million budget that actually broke even, and that barely did, like Guardians of the Galaxy. That's an indictment, right? People are not coming to the theaters like they used to, so you can't be spending money out your ass like they have been. And Disney has had a bigger problem with this than anybody.
That's what makes us good.
The Marvels is $300 million. You know, Dial of Destiny's $300 million. Little Mermaid's $250. Guardians of the Galaxy's $250. This is fucking insane. If you're at Disney, you have to be in full-blown panic mode. Not only are you losing money on Disney Plus, but you're losing over $1 billion at the fucking box office.
And we'll never know like what the real numbers are. I think that I think I might have sent you this thing from Netflix where they just revealed, here's all the streaming numbers. Here's all the numbers for everything that we've done. We're just going to be totally transparent. Which to me is like showing all your cards in poker. And it's like, now let's see yours. Disney's not going to release that. We have no idea like how much money Disney is losing on their streaming service at all. All I know is that people check it out. I have most of what I love from old Disney already on Blu-ray, right? Classic Disney films. I don't need to have a streaming service where the only reason to subscribe to it would be to see the new things. And the new things are the worst things on the platform. They really are. So
the Star Wars ones are torture. The Marvel ones are bad. They don't have, ironically, when you look at Disney Plus, they're spending $200 million, $250 million on things like She-Hulk and Secret Invasion.
Right.
But the things that are actually being watched most on the platform is stuff they're already releasing in theaters anyway.
Right.
Like Little Mermaid and Elemental. Now, it's not helping them out. It's not really driving subscriber growth. But when they put those things on there, those are the things that are the most watched, not the things that you're just literally just shitting money out for no reason.
My not at all secret gay agenda.
Like that. I think something has to change. That's why when you started to hear these rumors about Mando season 4 potentially being turned into a movie, which it's not happening, but the idea of them doing that wouldn't be crazy to me, because at this point, if you're already spending this much money, you might as well try to recoup some of those losses by putting out in a theater.
They've got a business model that's broken, right? And they don't know how to make television. That is very clear. You know, you look at like HBO or Max, whatever you want to call it. They're really, when they do TV well, it's really good, right? Whether it's something like House of the Dragon or even that White Lotus show. I haven't watched it, but everybody says, you got to watch it. You got to watch it. I'll get to it. I'll get to it. Yeah, they don't know how to make TV. It's what their version of TV is. Let's take a movie script. Let's just pad it with BS that we don't need, and we'll chop it up into little 30-minute segments. That's what everything on Disney Plus feels like in terms of the Marvel and Star Wars shows. They feel like bloated movies. Kenobi, the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, was originally supposed to be a movie.
The Mandalorian felt like a repurposed Book of Boba Fett script too, or not Book of a repurposed Boba Fett movie script.
Well,
wow.
That was developed as a movie. The Mandalorian, I mean, it was supposed to be the Boba Fett movie. So Josh Trank developed a Boba Fett movie internally. That project went away as a film. And then I'm sure Favreau came in and said, hey, how about a series, right? How about a Western, which is, you know, more the roots of Star Wars to begin with anyways. You know, it's more inspired by Westerns probably than any other genre. I know George likes to call it a space opera, but it's more a Western than anything else.